All right. Test.
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 Seeing this thing about the woolly mammoth meatball.
The meatball, no.
Mhm.
Yes.
So they have genetically engineered a woolly mammoth and made meatballs out of it?
You're right. So what you've heard is they're looking to potentially bring back the woolly mammoth, the animal
okay. Yeah,
itself.
we talked about this like
Mhm.
maybe a couple months ago or whatever. Yep.
Right. They say to help fight climate change with what the animal does as far as, I don't know exactly what all it does, frankly, to help fight climate change, but that is something they are looking to do. But they have created a meatball using lab grown alternative meat. So they have it's not all mammoth. It contains very little genes of a mammoth actually, but it is in this meatball they made. It wasn't meant to be eaten, just to more of a show that it can be done. So I guess
just
it's
wanted mammoth balls.
apparently so.
Yeah.
So it is in a museum. This is from the Smithsonian, this article, by the way. So it's in some museum somewhere. I'll have to find it here again, but
Could you imagine the possibilities to this?
Well, the lab-grown meat now this is becoming more of a thing. So it's meat they take from cells of animals. So nothing is actually killed to create this. Now, something might have been killed a while back to get these cells, mind you.
Sure. Or they might have died naturally, old age or...
Could be. So they're cultivating this meat in massive steel vats, and it generates meat that could resemble cuts of meat that we're used to seeing. So now they're saying...
There's just something about the way you keep saying the word meat. Anyways, Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So it's becoming closer to reality, to being able to be consumed in the United States. So the FDA, I guess, is close to saying it can be eaten. But they're saying we might see it in restaurants as soon as 2023 and possibly grocery stores in 2028. They got to find a way
23? It could be in restaurants this year?
Apparently.
This year.
Yeah.
We could have our mouth full of mammoth balls this year.
Well, not about mammoth necessarily, but certain types of meat.
I don't know. Play your cards right and you will.
It's real sexy real fast.
It's just strange. Now they got to find a way to bring down the cost. So, right now it'd be cheaper just to, buy normal cuts of meat.
Yeah.
But it is something that it looks like that's going to continue to get development for, several reasons. I mean, you got other countries that maybe, being able to, maintain actual animals to be very difficult, if not impossible. But people need to be able to eat. Certainly, you have issues with global warming, etc. When you have more and more, cattle, we know is kind of an issue where more and more cattle, it's hard to feed them. There's more methane and everything gases in the atmosphere, so you would not need as many actual animals around simply to slaughter. Obviously, a lot of people don't like the fact that you're killing animals to eat anyway, so I don't know if this would change their eating habits necessarily, but you might have some people that may consider having this quote-unquote slaughter-free meat where they might have not had it before. So all these potential possibilities of this lab-grown meat. So a couple questions here for you for Ask an Idiot. Is this something that, would you consider eating lab-grown meat? And what do you think about the possibilities of what it may bring in the future? So, Dean, why don't we start with you? Any thoughts on any of this?
First question, Does it look like I'll turn down eating anything? So I'm good with. I don't care.
Read all about it. I'm going to eat whatever.
That's
Put some
right.
Frank's Red Hot on that bitch. I'll eat it. Smother it in cheese. I'll be fine.
Do you realize the possibilities that there is with this? We could eat like any sort of meat we want. I could finally eat a giraffe,
Possibly.
right?
There was a market for it,
Oh,
but
person.
Yeah, we could try people without feeling bad.
Right. Which I've always wanted to do.
Right, me too.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah. And think about it this way: if this would have been back a few years ago, no COVID, you wouldn't have to like eat fucked up meats in an alley. They could have ordered it from the think tank and eaten that shit, got their fill of bat, and not have to worry about spreading a global pandemic. This could have saved the world, Brian. Saved the world. And again, we could eat people.
Right. I'd like to circle back to the eating people thing.
Right back to it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Well, I guess actually it starts with like chicken breasts and beef steaks. That's kind of be where it sort of starts here, but it may branch off into there. So I don't know, Nick. What do you think? Are you interested to even try lab grown meat? What do you think about all this stuff?
So here's the thing: if it's approved, right? Like if it's scientifically improved, FDA approved, whatever, it's totally safe. Look, it can't. I mean, this is not to disparage, but like the shit that we eat in fast food restaurants are not that great. So, like, I mean, is it going to be worse than that? Like, am I more worried about that? Dude, I eat Taco Bell like once a week. Like, I'm not really that concerned. I don't know what that's not real meat. I don't know where that shit's coming from, but lab-grown meat's probably better for you than that is. But in all seriousness, like, no, as long as it was, like, approved, I would certainly be interested. Absolutely. I mean, I if you can, put in writing that this is safe for me to consume, right? I'm not against it. And like Dean said, I mean, the upside to this is the possibilities are endless to all the ways that this could positively impact our society and the world that we live in. Yeah, like people in other countries that, like you said, can't afford to have food. We could feed a lot of people. I don't know what the cost on this is, but for new age problems, we need new age solutions. And let's face it, the way that the climate is going and the fact that we're just not able to slow it down. I mean, if there's any type of solution embedded in this at all, like maybe we can find some way out through that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely possibilities here, and I would absolutely entertain it for sure. So yes, I would eat something. I would eat lab grown meat.
I have got the real question of the week. Okay, gentlemen, with this technology, would you I don't know how they get the cells from the animals, scrape or cut or whatever. Would you sacrifice scraping your finger or cutting a thing so you could eat yourself and see what you taste like?
Ooh, oh,
right. How awesome would that be?
That's ties into an interesting conversation I'll have with you guys off air because it's super fucked up and not able to be on air. But no, that's a good something like that.
I would totally eat
cool.
A Dean steak.
Right, like if you could actually grow a piece of human meat from yourself, to where just to find out what person tastes like.
I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I bet I'm delicious.
Absolutely. You are.
Well,
Hashtag eat me. Yep.
I think we just found the fucking name of the podcast this week.
I just thought that when I said that too.
Hashtag lab gravy.
Eat me. Lab gravy.
Lab gravy.
I think you'll see this, for me, I think you'll see this, become more and more prevalent as we go.
Sure.
As far as it would not surprise me to see maybe more affluent restaurants first, and you have a choice of your grass-fed meats, your vegetarian substitutes, and then your slaughter-free meat or whatever the heck they call it, which maybe they'll cost you more initially, but I think it's just going to become more and more of a popular thing, I think, as we go. So,
yeah.
Yep. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to think about eating ourselves, perhaps.
Always.
Yep. Take a break. And
Hey there, if you like that video, or if you just like to watch us make fools of ourselves, please like and subscribe to this channel. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you back here.
Ham grape.